This is East Carolina Defensive Coordinator Blake Harrell, and you're listening to the Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
Welcome into the Sports Objective, our emergency podcast, as we're happy to report John David Baker to become our new ECU offensive coordinator. And with us right now, ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, Kyle Barber. Kyle from LaGrange, how are you?
Dave, doing all right. Pretty good hire. Everybody out there, we were hearing Chad Morris, and Chad Morris certainly more experienced, more proven commodity. But Baker, has been co-offensive coordinator, hasn't been calling the plays, but has been very involved in the preparation each week. Some say he's done about 75% of the prep work.
Yep.
And was a co-OC, passing game coordinator in the past. So it learned from some good coaches. I'm sitting here giving my whole. Let's go to the next one. Matt, how are you?
Doing well, fellas. Doing well. Happy to see ECU take a step in the right direction today. I think that's what this is. It's a step in the right direction towards fixing the abysmal offense we had this past year. And, I just think on paper, this looks like a really solid hire.
Bubba Rosenbaum, what do you think, my friend, all the way from China Grove, North Carolina?
Now, when I take a look at this hire, I really, I think
it's incredible.
No, I really do like the hire. In all seriousness, when you take a look at it, you look at some of the guys and he's learned under Seth Littrell, now the co-OC at Oklahoma and former head coach at North Texas. Previously, offense coordinator at North Carolina under Larry Fedora, Indiana, etc. Graham Harrell, Lane Kiffin, Charlie Weiss Jr., Clay Helton, and I'm sure there's others as well, but those immediately came to mind looking at his resume and bio. And we'll dive into some of these things more specifically, just like exactly how he got to know Graham Harrell, because not only are they from the state of Texas, John David Baker played at Abilene Christian. Graham Harrell's brother, Clark, was a senior there at Abilene Christian when John David Baker was a freshman. So they had the opportunity to really develop an excellent friendship and talk football, and that led to him joining that staff at North Texas, and then also at Southern Cal on Clay Helton's staff.
A couple questions I have immediately with his background, obviously having some air raid in his background. It's going to be a spread with some air raid tendencies. I don't know if it'll be a true air raid. A couple things. One, staff. Will there be more changes on the offensive staff? Receiver coach, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Two, obviously besides the quarterback, if we're going to be running something like an air raid, we have got to get more wide receivers in here, because traditionally you play a lot of receivers in that style of offense. So we're going to have to be doing some major junior college and portal hunting for receivers, which that's something we should be able to find pretty easy.
I would wager a lot of money. We're not going to see a true air raid. What we're going to see is that the
spread
hybrid, if you will, what Lincoln Riley's offense has become, and it may vary from year to year. You saw it, the way it evolved during Lincoln's 5-year stay in Greenville from 2010 to 2014. And then at Oklahoma, it was essentially 50-50, maybe even at times a little more run than pass. At USC, having a talent like Caleb Williams, and he obviously had tremendous quarterbacks at Oklahoma, but just with his personnel there at USC, they've been more passed and run. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was more like 55-45 as far as the percentages in favor of throwing the ball. But I think we'll be able to do both very well. And you look, and that's kind of where I was going with that background. He's learned the air raid, but he's also learned. I mean, he's a part of a staff there at Ole Miss, playing in the SEC West. Last year, they set an Ole Miss rushing record, had over 3,300 yards in a season.
Yeah,
and they're not just lining up and blowing people
No.
off the football. They're doing it very creatively.
And not
right.
only that,
And when I said that, I use air raid as a broad term. Lincoln didn't run a true air raid here. Cooper 1,000-yard seasons back-to-back years, but still we played a lot of receivers, and we just typically for that kind of a wide open spread offense, you're going to have to play more receivers than we've been playing. And do we have the horses? How many receivers are we going to have to get out the portal in addition, or junior college, in addition to a quarterback and some offensive linemen?
And that is an excellent point. And so, and just very quickly, Matt, and to Kyle's point regarding the personnel, tempo, I'm sure will be employed much more frequently. We've seen it a little bit under Houston. I mean, especially when you had better personnel, when you were picking up yardage, and that obviously allows you to play with more tempo. But this year, even when we were having success, didn't always utilize that tempo, and there were certainly reasons for that. But looking forward to getting back to utilizing more of an up-tempo approach. And with that being the case, you got to have more receivers to rotate in instead of just playing 4 or 5 guys the majority of the snaps. And even last year when we had Zay Winstead and C.J. Johnson, et cetera, you look at this, the snap counts, and you only had really about 5 or 6 receivers that got the majority of those snaps.
Yeah, and that's what concerns me with this. Do we have the personnel to run it in year one, or whatever it is? But I've heard people compare him to Cliff Kingsbury, and you know what he does. So we'll see. And Houston did. I mean, say bluntly, he said, we're going to completely change our philosophy on offense. We are going to be aggressive on offense going forward, extremely aggressive. And the hire would indicate that.
No doubt, guys. And two, when it came down to 2 guys, Chad Morris, and of course, when it came down to John David Baker, both were great hires. You had, thinking about that this morning, you have a young guy, by the way, John David Baker is 33. You have Chad Morris, I believe, off the top of my head, was is it 55, Bubba? He's a little bit older than me. So
I believe that's correct. I want to say
he was born in 68. Yes, so that would be 55. So you're looking at, for me, I think that when Kyle and I were talking about this afternoon in the green room, Chad Morris was a safe bet. However, when we had a young offensive coordinator under Ruff named Lincoln Riley, he was a guy that was very smart, extremely young. How old was it 26, Bubba? Kyle?
I believe 27.
27. Okay.
27.
Yeah, very, very young. And there's no way that we can look at a crystal ball and know that. Wow, Justin, I didn't realize you were that young. But I thought you were I knew you were in 30s. I didn't know it was 33. But anyway, so
stop offending our viewers.
What's that?
I'm kidding. I said stop offending our viewers.
Oh, I'm not trying to.
Justin, he's over.
Yeah, I thought it's like 36 or 37. But anyway, so we have with those 2 guys, it looks like it is a little bit more of a risk, if you will, because I would say that Chad is more of the safe bet. However, when you look at guys, when you look at John David Baker, these guys scored just under 35 points a game. And I think that we have a chance to score a lot of points. And then my question would be is it looks like the defense, for the most part, is going to be staying together. We'll see about Blake Harrell, but he's happy in Greenville. I would assume we give him a raise?
Well, you think you're gonna have to? I would think we're probably, I think Baker was making $500,000 at Ole Miss, so I'm guessing we're paying him $600,000 at least. I could be wrong. So I would imagine we're gonna have to play Harrell the same thing.
Yep.
So I would think so.
what I'm hearing,
Go ahead.
and we'll see about John David Baker's compensation.
Was
But
it
what I'm
500,000?
hearing, well, it's 500,000 at Ole Miss. I think that it will be pretty comparable to that, but I do think that there'll probably be some other opportunities there. Be it perhaps some incentives, or if the Pirates accomplish certain things, then I think he'll be very well compensated. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and obviously, you've seen him called tight ends coach. His official role was co-offensive coordinator and tight ends coach. He wasn't responsible for calling plays, or obviously he wouldn't be here. But you got a guy there. If Donnie Kirkpatrick had retired last year, I think we'd all said this is a home run hire.
Right.
It's still a good hire. My one concern is, is he going to need a building year? And he doesn't have that. We have to win now. And that's my one concern with him. So, we're going to have to hit the portal hard, and he's going to have to be ready to call plays out the gate. And that's why I wonder, again, do you guys, Matt, Bubba, Dave, do you guys perceive any more staff changes coming? I would think that Houston would let him hire some of his own guys.
Yeah,
I would.
I think, for example, since we've done our last show, Raekwon Boyette no longer with the program. So we've lost him, obviously. And then
what position did he coach?
Running backs.
Last year he was receivers, and then with Chris Foster moving on to Northwestern, he took over the running backs after, of course, playing running back at Duke.
Okay. Well, that's we're going to have a new running backs coach, and I would wonder, at the receivers coaches, inside receiver, outside receiver, if we're sitting there, or OC will coach quarterbacks. I would imagine he was passing game coordinator at Ole Miss at one point before they changed it to co-offensive coordinator as his title. Which, by the way, he played quarterback. Again, that means, I know we'll run the ball, but we are going to throw the pass. I got a feeling we're going to throw the ball a lot.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we better. You think about this from his perspective, guys. I mean,
did I say throw the pass, Matt? I'm sorry, throw the run.
The great thing about him coming into this situation is, you're coming into a spot where there's only one way for this offense to go. I mean, it was historically bad this year. You can only improve it from this point on. So in that regard, when you look at it from his standpoint, this is a really good spot because you're only going to show improvement from here. Now, I think he's going to be very surprised when he gets here and he starts looking at the film, just how deficient we are in certain areas, especially on the O-line, quarterback and receiver. But two things I like about this guy is, number one, we got it done pretty quickly. He can hit the ground running on Monday. The other thing I like about when you get a younger coach like this is his first true. I know he had the co-OC title at Ole Miss, but this is his first true or solo offensive coordinator job at this level. He's going to be very hungry. You know what I mean? He's going to have that hunger to establish himself as kind of a name brand coach in college football. So I think we're getting a guy on the upswing. He's going to be hungry, but he's got a big task in front of him because not only do you have to address all these deficiencies we have offensively, but I think the real key is you have to get these guys in before spring football, because if you're going to improve for next year, you have to have spring ball to come together as a team and to learn the offense. That's going to be a key to this whole thing. So not only just filling those roster holes, but you got to get them in quickly.
One thing I would wonder, you look at Ty Keys, and you obviously talk about the portal, but Homie being down at Ole Miss, the two states with the most good junior college football is Kansas and Mississippi. And we've got some good junior college players from Mississippi over the years. Fontavious Cooper comes to mind. We're looking at Ty Keys right now. I wonder, does he have any? We always think portal quarterbacks. Does Baker have any good insight on some junior college quarterbacks down there in Mississippi?
What's great too is the fact that today is the first day that we could talk to recruits again, and they get the job done. And Coach Houston said he's going to take the offensive coordinator, obviously, with him to talk to every single offensive player. I think, and guys, I found out this week, I don't know if you guys know this, but Rajay Harris was 50-50 whether he was going to come back or not. I think with a young guy, I was thinking about this earlier. I want to get y'all's opinion. Having a young guy, he can, at 33, he can relate to a guy that's 20, 22 better than somebody like me that's 50 or Chad Morris is 55.
Potentially. Sometimes you just connect with people and it doesn't matter the age difference. But I don't know what Rajay was wanting to transfer for. He played significantly. Was he mad about the Navy game? I don't know. His dad seems to be a bit of a character, not insulting his dad. But I hope Rajay stays. Him and he played well against Tulsa. You got him and Bond. Green's walking. He graduated, right? He decided not to come back for a 6th year, didn't he?
Well, at least not at East Carolina. According to he did walk at senior day, and I'm not sure if he's calling it quits or if he's seeking to play another year elsewhere.
Yeah,
Wish he would stay around.
I do too, but I certainly don't blame him. Yeah.
And it looks like Marlon Gunn may be gone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's had more loyalty to them on this team than Rajay.
Exactly.
I mean, this Mike Houston has been extremely loyal to Rajay, even at times where, listen, I think he's a great kid, but he has not always been productive, and especially this year, there were times where I thought other guys should have got more carries, and the numbers showed that. That's not my opinion; that was shown by the numbers. And so I don't know what there is to be upset about. So what? You got one carry at the Navy game. Let's move on from that. I mean,
and look how they did
every
last
damn
week.
carry at the Tulsa game, basically.
Right.
And he played well. He played well.
154 yards, right, Bubba?
Yeah, played well. Should have been taking a handoff and not a direct snap there at the end. But
yeah.
The thing that impressed me about that is that he had 2 runs, 40+ yards, and the
he looked a lot faster.
Tweeted on X, and just they'll put those out there. You saw it a lot last year, the last couple of years with Keaton Mitchell. How many quote miles per hour you're running. And who knows exactly how accurate that is, but nonetheless, it was impressive. The way he turned the corner on the Tulsa defense.
Yeah, I know they're not the best, Matt. I know they're not the best defense in the world, but I finally, we've all agreed about that, about Rajay was not 100%, but he looked a lot better. That was more like the Rajay of old that we know, that maybe it just you brought that point up too, Matt, about how long it takes for an ACL, and it looked like that he was more like himself in the Tulsa game.
Yeah, when you watch guys who come off ACL injuries, it's not the first year; it's the second year where they truly come back. It's just always the way it is. It's always the same story. They get 9 months out, they say, "Oh, I feel great, I feel 100%," but the body just doesn't get you truly back to 100% until that second year. So you got to give him a lot of credit, because what he was able to do on such short notice is impressive. But I don't think he was 100%. So good to see him break out the last game of the year. And I do hope he stays, because I think he's only going to get better from here.
And if you got him and Bond as a foundation at running back, then you got something to build from there. But you want Baker to have weapons, and I think we're already going to, obviously going to need a quarterback. We're going to need some receivers, and we're going to need a couple pieces from the line. Also, there's something else to address. In this kind of offense, I would assume you would have to be taking wider splits, and we're going to be getting rid of the ball a lot faster. So that should take a lot of pressure off the O-line.
Yeah, and go ahead, Bubba. I was going to make a quick
point. Before we talk about some more of the possibilities and what may or may not happen under John David Baker in this new offensive system, some of the things, I know we talked about some of his background, who he's coached under. As we mentioned a few minutes ago, he did play quarterback from 2010 to 2013 at Abilene Christian, FCS program. In 2013, completed 67% of his passes as a senior, just shy of 3,400 yards, 35 touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. And
should be at the coastal position well, you would think.
Yeah, and also ran for 5 touchdowns. So those 40 touchdowns was an Abilene Christian record. So he was a heck of a quarterback. And then he got his coaching start there at his alma mater as a GA, working with quarterbacks. And then from there, moved on to the University of North Texas from 2016 to 2018, offensive quality control. And then had the opportunity to follow Graham Harrell out to USC, where he served as quality control in 2019, got his first, quote, full-time job, so to speak, even though obviously quality control is as well, but kind of like the volunteer assistant situation in baseball from that standpoint. But he became the tight ends coach for the Trojans in that shortened 2020 season. And in that season, he was listed by 24/7 Sports, one of the 30 brighten up and coming coaches under the age of 30. And then now just completed his third year at Ole Miss, the second as the co-offensive coordinator, also working with the tight ends. And as Kyle mentioned earlier, he was the passing game coordinator and tight ends coach in year one before, receiving that promotion of sorts. Who knows how much the responsibility changed, but from talking to Ole Miss sources, folks that are well connected there in Oxford, and we were told that this year he probably was responsible for well over half of the game prep.
Yeah.
And then high energy guy, very serious as you would hope on the field, but then very can be very laid back and humble off of it, despite probably oftentimes being the smartest guy in the room. So that was nice to hear. And just his intelligence and who he'd had the opportunity to work with, and just his total package is why Lane Kiffin wanted to bring him into the mix back prior to the 2021 season.
Yeah, and obviously he wanted to break away, have his own offense, be the offensive coordinator. I'm sure he has aspirations, obviously, to be a head coach. This is a good opportunity for him. Hopefully, we'll light it up this coming year, and he can maybe he'll be the next Lincoln Riley. Time will tell.
And guys, by the way, not having Matt, I know that you talked about this way back about we don't have a bye game this year, so you don't have to worry about Michigan. You don't have to worry about that, that starting out the season with an L. And not only that, guys, I looked at it today. The furthest non-conference game we have is Liberty at 3 hours, and I think it's 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, and it's still a tough non-conference schedule. Liberty is playing for the Conference USA Championship tonight, and if they win it tonight and Tulane falters tomorrow, they could be in the New Year's Six. And then you got Appalachian State playing for the Sun Belt title tomorrow. They're on the schedule. Old Dominion's going to a bowl game. They're 6-6. They're on the schedule, and then Norfolk State. So the non-conference schedule is not easy by any means, but no, there's no Michigan. But
it's doable where Michigan.
Oh yeah, it's doable for sure. The biggest thing to me is I'm anxious to see how many portal and junior college players we bring in on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going to be. I'm not a big recruiting guy. I'll be watching it like a hawk starting now.
Oh, it's going to be a total rebuild. I mean, Kyle, I really think just offensive line alone.
Yeah, we only have 2 or 3, Matt.
Yeah, I'm bringing in 7 guys, 5 to 7 guys just on the offensive line. Total rebuild there for me.
We've already got a junior college commitment, so that's one.
So that's one. Yeah. Now, I'll say this: like, it's almost Christmas time when you look at the portal, because the number of quarterbacks that are just basically, they don't play for 1 year, they hit the portal today.
Right.
Just alone, Michigan State had 3 quarterbacks go into the portal today.
Good God.
Yep.
So, and that's just one school. So it's like Christmas shopping. I mean, they're gonna have opportunities, and now, you have a chance to really sell an attractive offense for these guys, because, in the past it was just so vanilla. And it was, and let's face it, we did have, I'm not going to act like it was all bad over the last 5 years. We had some really good moments, especially 2 years ago with Helton. But listen, recruits want to play in a high octane offense. They want to put up numbers. And this gives you an opportunity to hopefully sell the offense.
Right. And by the way, Matt, you made a great point last week, and that is we were talking about East Carolina football, and I said the minimum, you look at East Carolina, it's like 7 to 9 wins. You made a great point about 9 wins because that basically means, in other words, to compete for championships, that would mean 1 loss non-conference and 2 in the conference in the American. So in other words, you would go 3-1 and then 6-2 in the conference in the American, and that gives you a good shot of not only the 9 wins, it gives you a shot at the conference championship, and then maybe a bigger bowl.
You talking about for next year?
No. I'm just talking about. He made a great point of. We know we're not going any year. We're probably not going 12-0. But in other words, to have high standards of having 9 wins and 3 losses, so more than likely you're going to have 1 or 2 losses in non-conference. But I was just saying 1 and then 2. In other words, to compete for a conference championship, I would think that more than 2 losses, you would be out of the race.
Well, you got 12-0, not next year, but
Right.
if Tulane can do it, if Liberty can do it, why the hell can't we do it? But it won't be next year.
No, I'm not
or
trying
I'd
to
be
say
shocked
that.
if we go 9-3 next year. Honestly, yeah, I know, Matt. You said your expectations for next year is 8-5, or excuse me, 8-4 to be happy. I think with the rebuild we have on offense, you get to 6-6, 7-5. I'm gonna take it. Honestly, with the rebuild we have on that side of the ball, particularly if your defense is just as good as it was this year. If we keep Blake Harrell, if the offense, I don't expect the offense game 1 to come out and, well, we're playing Norfolk State, so maybe we will drop 50, but against an FBS opponent, drop 50. But if we show, major improvement, particularly as the year goes on, get to 6 or 7 wins, I'll be happy. But, like you said, like Matt, you said, it's a complete rebuild on the offensive side of the ball. So I think 8-4, or is that still your expectation?
Well, so just to clarify a little bit. So what I was saying was if we're able to keep this defense together, right?
Right.
So this defense we had this year, if we're able to keep Blake Harrell, if we're able to, obviously we're losing like a Julius Wood. That's a big loss. But, I do like the defense, the new guys coming in. And if we're able to keep that unit together, add some new pieces to it, keep the corners, keep Revel and Jackson. I think it's gonna take some NIL money to keep those guys around.
Oh yeah.
But if that's the case, then if you're able to go out and get a really solid quarterback, a few tackles, and a playmaker, now all of a sudden you do have a chance for I think a pretty quick rebuild, because I do think it's easier than ever with the portal to build a roster.
No, it is. It is. You got to have some money, but you can definitely do it. How long is the portal open, guys? When can guys quit entering the portal?
It's so it starts on Monday, December 4th, and I believe, isn't it, Matt? Like the whole
the
month
portal
of
was
December?
already open.
No, it's not.
No,
Officially
just,
Monday.
You can announce you're entering now.
Yeah, you're just announcing your intentions.
Okay, so it's from when to when? When does it close?
It's the end of December, I believe. It's almost a month, right, guys?
I'm confirming. Yeah. It's about 3 or 3.5 weeks, I want to say.
Okay.
And then there's a quiet period or a dead period, and then it opens again, correct?
In the
it's
spring.
after spring ball.
Yeah,
you got the spring game after that. That's a few weeks again, so that if you don't pan out in the spring game, or you feel like you don't have a legitimate spot on the roster or to start or whatever, then they give you an extra chance. So
yeah, my point is
December.
Go ahead, Bubba.
December 4th to January 2nd.
Okay, so
so you have a 4-week period.
The conversations we have to be having those conversations with those defensive players now. So the fact that none of them have declared for the portal at this point is good. So let's hope we can keep it that way.
Yeah, and I think they have something, like a chip on their shoulder, like we talk about. I know Greg is awesome. By the way, give a shout out to Shell on here tonight. But guys from the 90s, and just like Matt, you remember that about the chip on the shoulder. There's the defense is real stingy. I think when you look at if you, like you said, Matt, if you have Blake Harrell coming back, and with most of the, if not all the defense, then you're not going to be giving up a lot of points. And another point to make, guys, check this out. As far as next year with the schedule, we have Norfolk State. We go at Old Dominion. You could be 2-0 right there. Appalachian State is home. The toughest non-conference game you have is the fourth game of the season. So with Liberty, I'm not knocking them. I actually like they were playing that series, and like you said, Kyle, they're playing for a conference championship tonight.
I hope you wouldn't be knocking Liberty. They knock our dicks
No,
in
I'm
the
not.
dirt if we played them right now.
No. I'm just saying the average person that doesn't know.
If you don't know Liberty, they're number 22 in the country. If you don't know Liberty's good, just stop watching college football. If you're watching this podcast and you don't realize Liberty's good, turn it off and go to bed.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, everybody listening and watching are very smart. They know about Liberty, but my point is that you could have a lot more momentum going into this year.
You definitely could. And even Old Dominion, though, they're 6-6 going to a bowl. I don't know what they got coming back, so I'm sure they're penciling us in as a win. So going up to Norfolk won't be easy either. So yeah, we could start off 2-0. We could start off 1-1.
Yep.
I mean, I guess we can start off 0-2. That'd be a nightmare, but I doubt that's going to happen. But yeah, there's a definite chance to start 2-0. If we can start 2-0, then holy crap, you get
what if we go 3-0?
Well, if you could, but let's see what we get out the portal first.
No, I'm just saying. I know that. I'm just saying there is. What I'm saying is, with the schedule is friendlier, a little bit friendlier this year. Plus, we have, I think, with the defense coming back, plus we'll be able to score points. And if you look at all the games this year, not being able to score. I mean, when you hold Navy to 10 points and you get shut out, you know what I'm saying?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, you would think again we got to get some players at the portal. I mean, you have the best offensive coordinator in the world if you haven't got any players.
Exactly.
So we got to.
You just mentioned the word Navy, and I had like a PSTD flashback.
What, Matt?
Post-traumatic stress.
PTSD.
PTSD, not PSTD. Something like that. STDs, PTSD.
Yeah, but living in a military area, Matt, that PTSD is something I hear about all the time.
Yeah, when I hear the word Navy, I start having like traumatic memories. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Guys, I do think that knowing that Donnie was going to retire after the year, I'm guessing this plan has been in place for probably a few months now. And
Houston said 2 months.
Yeah, which does make me wonder if there's a plan in place for a quarterback, if there's something in the works for that as well, some sort of a connection through the new coordinator.
That's what I was
just
indicating about the junior college. That's what I was indicating about the junior colleges in Mississippi, with him coming from Mississippi. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who he knows.
Well, we have, and I know we've already referenced him, but one of our viewers here, I'm scrolling back to the comment, who had asked about Ty Keys. Okay. All right. WJ O'Connor.
What's up, WJ?
But any word on Ty Keys or any other JUCO quarterback prospects? So
he's one that I know our friend James from Southern Miss loves and was playing on Southern Miss, then went to junior college, right, guys? And
injury problems at USM. They brought in other quarterbacks, and he transferred out with the JUCO.
So taking a look at Ty Keys, on social media, I'm trying to see, in addition to the Pirates, some of the programs that it offered. He received an offer today from Georgia State. He received an offer yesterday from Louisiana Tech. Also, of course, there were some FCS offers. Let's see, Buffalo. One of the JUCO Football Frenzy on this was as of about just shy of 2 weeks ago. They were talking about Miami having quarterback issues, and they were trying to get Miami to recruit Ty Keys.
Where's he from? Is he a Mississippi boy?
He is, and let's see, back on November 7th, he tweeted about his East Carolina offer. Let's see. So bear with me. I was scrolling back through his but then ULM, Arkansas State. So
Arkansas State got their quarterback situation squared away about mid-season. ULM's getting a new head coach. Louisiana Tech had a terrible season this year, but they running a wide open offense and need a quarterback, and that's close to home. That's one I would watch. Georgia State, you got Atlanta. So I don't know. And who knows if he's the answer anyway? Maybe who knows if Blake or not Blake, but if Baker wants him. But we'll see. Are we guys? Do we want to take calls tonight, or are we going to mess with that? Do we want to put the number up, or?
I'm good with that if you guys
definitely.
want.
All right. Well, there you go. It's the number right there, 252-290-0375.
And give me a chance.
252-290-0375, and give Dave a chance to answer the phone. We do not have a Shirley Rose. We do not have a call screener.
We love you, Shirley.
Dave has to mute himself and answer your phone call. So if he calls and it's not answered right away,
just let it keep ringing.
Let it keep ringing. Dave will get to you eventually.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts on the hiring of John David Baker. Very impressive resume. And like we've already discussed several minutes ago, as far as Lincoln Riley when he came to East Carolina. Sure, some people in football circles had heard of him, but a lot had not. And Coach Ruff, he really believed in him, and rightfully so. And Lincoln got it done.
Yes, sir.
And then, obviously, John David Baker is 6 years older than Lincoln was. So, sure, there's reason for skepticism, but there's a lot more reason to believe that this is an excellent hire, and he's gonna get it done. You just got to give him an opportunity to get the personnel we need. But the great thing is we can accumulate that personnel faster than ever before.
Hey, by the way,
good.
Really cool. Yeah, really quick, guys. Non-football related. Congratulations to our volleyball team. They sweep the Citadel tonight in the NIVC. It's basically like the NIT for basketball. Never been in a postseason tournament like this for the volleyball program ever, and they actually swept it tonight 3-0. So great for them. They play Georgia Southern tomorrow night at 6:00. I'm going to be there covering that, and I'm looking forward to it. And also for the women's basketball game tomorrow afternoon at 2:00 for Kim McNeil. It's the diabetes awareness game. And so she's going to be giving a talk tomorrow night, Chalk Talk at tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. So I want to give everybody a chance to check that out. While we're waiting the calls, I wanted to give the Lady Pirates a shout out. That's really awesome. I didn't think we'd ever see that. Do you remember, guys, when the volleyball team was only winning a few years ago 4 games? So great accomplishment, and shout out to all the players and coaches, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no doubt, and good for them. And again, the number is 252-290-0375, 252-290-0375 if you want to call. And good for the volleyball team for getting the dub tonight, and hopefully they beat Georgia Southern tomorrow and keep rolling in the volleyball tournament. It makes me always wonder why there's no NIT for baseball.
I don't think the coaches. I agree with you 100%, but I don't think the coaches want it, right, guys?
Some coaches. You have some coaches that would probably relish the opportunity to play in the NIT because you're not going to get that NCAA opportunity very often.
No doubt. And Daniel has a great question while we're waiting, guys. By the way,
nephew Daniel, he's posting. Oh, no.
He says, "What does the backup quarterback situation look like at Ole Miss? Any transfer candidates?"
Great question. I'm guessing Bubba did the research on that already. So I'll throw that to Bubba or Kyle. But I'll say this. When I mentioned before that I bet you those conversations have been in the works for a few months.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if there is a backup on that team that would be willing to go with his OC and potentially have a starting job at East Carolina.
No doubt. And that's the thing is that, by the way, if you didn't get a chance to, hey, JR, thank you, JR, as always. Spencer Sanders is out of eligibility. I guess he's one of the quarterbacks that at Ole Miss. I remember that name earlier from Bubba, right, Bubba?
Yeah, he had transferred in from Oklahoma State. had a lot of success there in Stillwater, and then opted to use that COVID year because he would have been finished after the 22 season, but then opted to leave Oklahoma State for Ole Miss. But I believe he sustained an injury. Obviously, Jackson Dart, very talented as well, but when he sustained that injury,
No chance the NCAA will give him a 7th year.
That's what I was. That's what I was hoping, that maybe he could be. Yeah, he could be.
Well, you're laughing, Dave, but the homie at UTSA was in year 7.
No, I'm just I was thinking about James Pinckney. Was that 6 years?
That dude from UTSA played for a decade.
Well, it was Patrick Pinckney. Patrick
Pinckney. My bad.
It was 6 years, which was unheard of back then.
Yeah, but we'll take a look. In addition to see if there's anyone that could potentially be leaving Oxford to follow John David Baker to Greenville.
Guys.
Or maybe, hey, look, Abilene Christian ties FCS. Is there a good quarterback at Abilene Christian?
Excellent point. And hey, if we can somehow land Ty Keys, you get Ty Keys, and then you get one more, like Kyle's saying, that's proven, be it FBS, FCS, or JUCO, and let those two duke it out.
No doubt. And by the way, guys, Logan was talking about most of his NIL money. We got a call coming in, guys. Hang on 1 second. Y'all keep talking.
Yeah. The quarterback situation will be very interesting, but another one that I mentioned before is going to be the receiver situation. We're going to have to bring in quite a few receivers, in my opinion. You got your Brock Spalding, you got your Sewell, but we need more depth there.
Yeah, for me, the order is NIL in a perfect world, and that if it was to go, I think we've raised near $600,000 at this point. It's obviously quarterback first, but for me, I need to get 2 impact offensive linemen, preferably tackles that can start from day one. That is a huge need. If you can start with that as the foundation of your offseason, you're in a really good spot. Then you could start to fill in with hopefully a playmaker at wide receiver. I think, if Rajay stays and Bond stays, we're in pretty good shape there. But, that for me is the order. Solidify the offensive line, because last year we just saw, hey, this is what it was like. We couldn't get any push. We couldn't run the ball on anybody. We couldn't protect. We've got to get some tackles that have some feet and some strength here.
No doubt, Bubba. We got a caller on the line right now. Let's go to the great Queen City, and let's talk to my brother Shell. How you doing, man?
Hello, boys.
What's up, Shell?
Hey, guys. Hey, I've talked to a couple of buddies of mine here in Charlotte today, and this question obviously is to all of you, but I'm going to start, if I can, with Matt. So, Matt, when
we lost Shell.
I lost Shell there.
Sorry, my bad.
Go ahead, Shell.
Hello?
Go ahead, Shell.
Repeat your question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Okay. Sorry about that. I said I have a question for all of you, but I'd like to hear your thoughts, but I would like to start with Matt. So, Matt, when you got a guy coming in that's a Lane Kiffin protege, but obviously that carries some weight in regards to offense and calling plays, what does that do to people looking at East Carolina, seeing a guy like that coming in that's going to have the reins to take over the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good question, Shell. First of all, thanks for calling in too. Always good to hear from you, man. But I think it lends credibility. I mean, if you're a quarterback in the portal, if you're a wide receiver, you want to play in a high octane type offense where you have a chance to put up numbers. And I think they can, the staff can sell the fact that, hey, our new offensive coordinator comes from a proven offensive system that was successful in the SEC and puts up big numbers. So if you're a quarterback or if you're a receiver, it's appealing because, there's a proven track record there against really good competition. So I think it lends a lot of credibility, and I think it's going to help make a case as we're trying to go through recruiting here.
And as I said, they're going to be on the road. The recruiting started back as far as being able to talk to recruits today, being Friday, in case you're listening, being December 1st. And then don't forget the transfer portal opens up on Monday. Matt's got his apartment. You got your apartment ready, Matt, in the portal?
I love the portal. I love the portal.
To elaborate more on the question Shell had about Lane Kiffin and Baker coming from that coaching, a disciple of Lane Kiffin, if you will, but he's really sounds like he's more disciple of perhaps Graham Harrell, but nonetheless, coming from the Lane Kiffin offense, it's a good time to be coming from that Lane Kiffin staff because what did they go 10-2 this year? So
they can score some points.
10-2. So it's Lane's kind of hot right now. Lane's been a polarizing figure at times. People seem to like Lane more these days. So just it's a good time to be hiring somebody from that staff, I think, from a recruiting standpoint.
Yeah, in Alabama, all these coaches that have tough breaks, they go there, they get rejuvenated. They have like therapy, coaches therapy or whatever, and Saban takes them under the wing, and he's done a great job at FAU, and then of course now at Ole Miss.
And something else about this, we've kind of hinted at it, but not really discussed it directly. And that's, we've talked about him being 33 years old and his ability to relate with that youth. But then also, Ole Miss has made a living out of the transfer portal. So this is a guy that's, comes from a staff and a program that is used to recruiting the portal very heavily. So that could bode well.
I'd like to know how involved he's been with that. What is his reputation as a recruiter? That's something that we haven't talked about. Has anybody heard his reputation as a recruiter?
I haven't. That was one of the questions. I'm glad you brought that up, Kyle. That was one of the questions I had. I have not heard a single word about recruiting.
Now we're working to get some Ole Miss folks on. I've reached out to several, but no luck thus far. We'll make that happen in the coming days.
No doubt. And Shell, by the way, while we have you on the line, congratulations. His son Randy now is made the varsity basketball team. So congratulations. Or is it JV team? Did I get it right?
JV, man. He
JV.
was moved up to varsity for football, but yes, he's on the varsity lacrosse team. But he's the only 10th grader that plays football, basketball, and lacrosse for Catholic. But thank you for saying that.
Nice. Congrats to Randy.
We need to give him a scholarship for East Carolina, a legacy recruit, Shell.
Matt, you haven't snuck down to Charlotte, have you? Just saying.
I have not, buddy, but I will. Unfortunately, I haven't.
It's his favorite school, so next year we're going to be playing at Charlotte. So,
hey, now we can all hook up. Matt said he needs to hook up on some Knicks and Hornets tickets.
You know what? That would be awesome. I'll come down for the Knicks game.
That happen.
Let's do it.
I can actually make that happen. I have a few friends that could get you some floor tickets.
Oh, man. There you go. Hey. Shell is a high roller there, Matt.
No, not me. My friend. Listen, I'm going to hang up. Guys, I love the show. I love listening to all of you. So I'm going to hang up and let you guys keep doing your thing. And I'll talk to you next time.
All right, bro. Thanks, Shell from Charlotte.
Thanks, Shell.
Appreciate you. All right. Great stuff there from Shell, as always, in the Queen City. And Matt, I tell you what, I told everybody that I told Matt, by the way, my favorite arena is MSG, Madison Square Garden. And I can't wait. Maybe in the wintertime I can come up there and see a Knicks game with you. And I'll pull for the Knicks that night.
Anytime. I mean,
the Knicks still play at MSG.
Yeah.
MSG. Hey, I think we played Charlotte like 4 times already.
And let's not talk about that. You want to bring that up?
So anytime you guys want to come to Madison Square Garden, I will warn you though, it's a very expensive night out.
Our parking there's a nightmare. If you try to park there, you pretty much have to take transit or a cab or something.
Yeah, I would never even consider driving in. You just take a train.
That's what I was going to say. The train is a lot easier, right?
Well, the train literally lets you out right underneath Madison Square Garden. It's called Penn Station.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You take the train in, or you can take the train to Grand Central Station and walk about 10 blocks or so, which is really easy too. But anytime you
I'm
guys
not
want to
walking
come
10
up, man,
blocks.
it's a fun night out. We'll hit a little Irish pub first, and then we'll go to the game.
Hey, now,
That sounds
Matt,
great.
as far as MSG is concerned,
I
obviously,
don't like it in my Chinese food.
MSG,
I knew that was coming.
MSG underwent a pretty significant renovation, right, in the last
Yep.
several years. So, what can you tell us about that? Because you've seen renovations like that be done different ways, and you think of Soldier Field where it's not even recognizable.
Yep.
What can you tell us before and after with Madison Square Garden?
They did a really good job with it. I mean, they maintained the like the original look of the stadium, but they widened the concourses and they added a lot of concession stands. So, I mean, the concourses are wide open now. I think the seating is pretty good for the most part. I mean, it's a bigger arena for an NBA stadium, but the seating is pretty good. Very pricey though. Like last Knicks game I went to, I ordered a rum and Coke. $20 for the
Oh
rum
my
and
God,
Coke.
for a rum and Coke?
Yeah, and it was
What do they
watered
think they
down.
are? Walnut Creek and Raleigh?
But it's it's a fun atmosphere, much better than the old Garden. So I think they
Yeah.
did a pretty good job with it.
By the
Yeah.
way, Kyle and I love wrestling, and
Yeah.
that's another mecca as far as the WWE.
Yeah,
and
it used to be.
WrestleMania.
They don't run there that much anymore, but that used to be.
Yeah.
Going back to the 60s, 70s, even through the 80s and 90s, MSG was the place. And back in the 70s and 80s, Vince Sr. would run MSG once a month. And Bruno Sammartino, Billy Graham, Bob
Dusty
Backlund.
Rhodes.
Dusty.
They brought
had
him in.
Dusty was brought. Yes, correct. Dusty was brought in from Florida, and main evented with guys like Billy Graham and such. But he was never the WWE champion. The guy who drew the most houses ever at MSG sellouts from a wrestling standpoint, and maybe you'd have to look and see. Period was Bruno Sammartino. Bruno's probably had more sellouts in MSG than Billy.
You're
Joel.
correct. That's correct, Kyle.
Yeah.
By the way, Stevie says, is Matt going to MSG for the final Kiss concert? Well, Stevie, I know you're like our expert on Kiss, but I don't think it's the end of the road. I think there'll be another road, a crossroads. They'll have, Paul Stanley will do solo.
My buddy Craig, who's also a huge Kiss fan, a member of the Kiss Army, like our good friend Stevie Fly. It's not a far drive from MSG. He lives up in Alexander, Virginia, so it's only a good 4 hours, I think, to MSG from where he lives. But up at the DC border. But my buddy Craig, who's in Memphis, he says it's it for Kiss. He says he doesn't think they're going to do another show. The MSG concert is their last one. So
and they're from that area.
Kiss Army, if you remember the Kiss Army, I'm sure it's already sold out.
How old are those guys now? I mean,
140.
They're in their 70s.
Yeah,
Seriously, they're in their 70s.
Yeah.
Stevie,
Of course they are.
They're getting up there, man. I remember the early '80s when I saw the Kiss posters. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Remember how in the '80s there were posters everywhere of bands. It scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. I'm like 3 years old. I see these guys. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But yeah, awesome band. I mean, if it's the last show, Stevie, we got to get Stevie up to New York, and get him to the show.
Oh man, I don't know what he would. I don't know if he could.
And you can get me and Stevie in New York City together. Good God Almighty, that'd be like too damn. I don't know. It'd be
that would be
I don't
like
know what the hell that would be. That would be like the Hangover. It would be like the Clampets go to Maui. I mean, it would be me and Stevie in New York City. Jesus Christ,
that would be like Hangover 4. What do you think? Hangover 4.
Nah, it would be.
Kyle gets lost in New York.
You talk about two fish out of water. Holy crap,
dude! I would love. That would be amazing for all you guys to come up and.
We need to do
Matt,
it.
Matt, I got friends that are from the Philadelphia, Jersey area, and they always tell me that they think I would fit in the Philadelphia area pretty well. You think so? Okay.
See, here's the thing about Kyle, right? And I say this as a compliment. The thing about Kyle is that you will say whatever's on your mind. You don't give, you know what, I think you'd fit right in because that's how most people in Philly and New York are. They'll say whatever's on their mind. So I think you'd fit right in.
And Matt,
Interesting.
the restaurants in New York City are superior than a lot of places I've eaten over the 50 years of existence and around the country.
Oh man, you know every type of restaurant imaginable. So
Shell said you would, Kyle. Shell lived in Philly for 14 years. He's an Eagles fan, by the way, guys.
Yeah, that's what my friends who went to the ECU Tulsa game. They told me this before, but then after they saw me after the Tulsa game, just acting like a complete idiot. They were like you'd fit in
Were
Philly.
you kicking cups and such?
I threw my popcorn. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that on the air. Yeah, I was being an ass, and they were like, yeah, you fit in with Philly fans perfectly.
Shell says that Philly hates New Yorkers, laughing out loud.
I don't.
The Eagles versus the Giants, like.
no doubt.
Thank you, Greg, for coming on tonight. Greg is leaving us.
Ahead.
Thank you. A new listener, viewer, Greg. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming on tonight. Means a lot.
Greg, yeah, we get off topic, Greg. So if you were looking just for the pure ECU talk about Baker, sometimes we stay on topic. Sometimes we'll ramble. So I hope that's not why you're leaving.
Going to bed. No, he's going to bed. He's tired. That's why he's leaving us.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. Tell your friends.
Yeah. So, guys, are you excited like I am? Another thing that I believe was Justin brought up is our buddy Shell. We've got a place to crash for the Charlotte game. Shell. So we have the Charlotte game. You have Liberty. You have ODU. So you've got some easy drives.
We can crash at Bubba's house. I mean, what the hell? Bubba ain't never offered any of us to stay there when we do anything in the Charlotte area. Bubba's like 30 minutes from Charlotte. I'm gonna go stay at Bubba's house. I'm gonna ingratiate, whatever the hell that word is. Stacy's just gonna love me. She's gonna Bubba's.
This is not.
Bubba thinks Stacy
Matt,
would hate me.
This is not a good idea.
Bubba thinks Stacy would hate me. I think Stacy would love. Wives and mothers love me. It's always consistent. Wives and mothers love me. Stacy would love me. She would be like at first she'd be like, I don't know about this guy, and then before you know it, I'd be her favorite.
All right, and Noah's
Notice
asking,
how Bubba has gone silent.
Very silent. Noah says, y'all think we'll sell out the App State game next year? All right, well, that's the third game. If we're 2-0,
if we're 2-0, yeah,
we will.
Yeah. It will. I say that it'll be a big crowd.
We got another caller, guys.
All right.
No, actually, I wasn't. The only reason I was silent, I was searching for this.
All right, we got our good buddy. Hey guys, we got our good buddy Stevie Fly. Stevie
from Alexandria, Virginia. What's going on, man?
Road trip tomorrow night, and we'll all hang out at Semenza's house and go to the Kiss concert tomorrow night.
Woo!
Isn't it sold out? Isn't it sold out, Stevie?
Go. Bring it, Stevie. Bring it.
We'll crash it. Don't worry about selling out. We'll crash it. I'm sure.
We're just gonna stand out in front of MSG and try to get tickets from scalpers. I'm sure that'll be cheap.
Yeah, if you got about $10,000, you'll probably get in there.
Matt has the suitcase of cash. We'll just take that with us, right, Matt?
Let's go, man.
Yeah. We could use all the NIL money that ECU got and get tickets there.
Hey, Stevie, have you ever seen Ricky Skaggs' video "Country Boy" from the 80s?
Years ago.
You remember when he's in New York City in the subway and he's, doing this hillbilly music, dancing all around, and everybody's like,
saying that would be us?
That'd be us. That'd be me and you. That'd be me and you. We'd be Ricky Skaggs and Bill Monroe in the subway.
New York wouldn't know what hit them if we came up there.
That's right.
That's for sure.
You got LaGrange, North Carolina, and Lasker, North Carolina.
That's right.
Exactly. And not Alexandria, Virginia.
By the way,
I'm just trying to make you closer to New York, shorter drive.
Stevie's part of our TSO family. He's a town commissioner. I'm a town commissioner. So who's going to be the next to run for town commission or city council?
Me. I am.
Mayor of LaGrange.
I actually live in a crossroads called Jason. I'm going to be the mayor of Jason. I'm going to be the first mayor of Jason.
That would be great.
Kyle several times Andy Taylor
I
from
do. Yep.
from Leicester. So
Yeah, and that was my intro for you the other night, Stevie. Mayberry is actually, I don't know if you realize this, is in Virginia. So I was going to call you Andy Taylor from Mayberry, Virginia.
why didn't you do it? Were you scared?
No, I forgot to do it after I had done your. Yeah, I was scared, Stevie. I was scared you were going to come kick my ass. I forgot to do it.
From the grave scared something.
Yeah, well, no, there's things I'm scared of. I forgot to do it, and then I was like, well, I'm just going to go and tell you about it. And then I decided to save it, but now I've told you about it. I still might use it. We're going to do a bowl special for those of you who listen to just another sports podcast with me and Stevie on Wednesday nights. We're taking a brief break, and we will be back for a bowl preview probably about the third week of December.
That sounds good. And Justin's the mayor of New Hope.
Really, Justin? You're the mayor of New Hope?
That's what he says. He's the
Justin,
mayor.
All right. Okay, Justin, I'm going to tell you where I live. If you live in New Hope, okay, you go down Parkstown Road, go to the end of Parkstown Road, follow Parkstown Road all the way to the end, take a left on 903, and I'm right there on your left. As soon as you turn off Parkstown Road.
You just told everybody.
There's probably no telling how many times he's going to pass my. I don't give a damn, Stevie.
We're coming to Lasker.
Yeah, but if he lives in New Hope, Justin's about 10 minutes from me. Justin, do you live by Eastern Wayne High School?
West Hill Street.
Okay, is that I don't know where West Hill Street is. Is that near Eastern? It's got to be near Eastern Wayne High School if he lives in New Hope.
Guys, give me a clue here. Where is Lasker? Where is this?
Northeastern North Carolina, near Hosky, Roanoke Rapids, Virginia.
Sorry, so how far from Greenville are we talking about, Stevie?
About an hour 20 minutes from Greenville.
No,
okay, that's not that far.
It's not bad. Yeah, we need to bring you down here one time, Matt, just because if you've seen Mayberry before, it's just like it is. It's 90 people in this town, but
90.
it's home and it's great. It's great. I love it.
Stevie,
Justin,
that would be like
any more Lasker whereabouts. Now I got to find out exactly how close Justin is to me. I'm going to go hang out at Justin's house.
He went to Eastern Wayne. He said, Kyle, do you know where the red shed is?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Is he near that?
All right.
Matt, what were you asking about Lasker there at the end? I couldn't hear you.
Stevie, me in Lasker, North Carolina would be like Kyle from LaGrange Barber in New York City. Be the equivalent.
Oh man.
Well, it would be like me in New York City, bud. I mean,
now look there on the map. Look there on the map. Now,
Matt. There you go.
Now
Okay,
he is just as close to Richmond as he is Greenville. Look at that. That's why I always say he's from Virginia. Y'all see that there on the map? He's basically in Virginia.
I'm not in Virginia.
Basically, you are.
No, he's North Carolina. Northeastern North Carolina.
Basically from Virginia. He's from Virginia. Basically.
Justin, by the way, lives off by the Dollar General off of 13.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, I'm off 903, Justin, right at the end of Parkstown Road.
Y'all need to exchange
take
numbers.
Take a left when you come off Parkstown Road on 903, like you go into Snow Hill. And, you probably take 13 to Snow Hill. Well, don't do that. Go down Parkstown Road, take a left on 903, and I'm right there on your left. First house on the left as soon as you take a left off of Parkstown on 903.
Is Justin really the mayor? Is he really a mayor, or was he just joking around about that?
He's probably telling the truth. Justin, does New Hope even have a mayor?
How many people live in New Hope?
I don't know. I always just consider New Hope a part of Goldsboro. I guess it is its own little town, though.
He knows Parkstown Road, he says.
Yeah, well, I would hope you would know Parkstown Road is the Eastern Wayne is at the damn end of it.
Does Justin have more than 90 people in New Hope? Because I'll be upset if he.
Yes, there's definitely more than 90 people in. Yes, definitely.
Okay, all right. So I've still got that. That goes beside my resume.
They got in New Hope. I guess this is all considered New Hope. Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, but you got a Dollar General, you got a Family Dollar, there's a Chinese restaurant, there's a Food Lion.
Oh Lord, yeah, they got more than we do. We don't even have any of that.
But it just literally runs into Goldsboro. I mean, you literally can't tell the difference. You're in New Hope, then it's like Winterville to Greenville.
I'll tell you this, Matt. We've got 90 people here, but somehow we managed to get a country club and a golf course.
Wow.
And you got a private school called Northeast Academy. You're all rich up
Yeah,
there.
we got private school.
Yeah, you're all rich.
Yeah,
Right? Everybody in Alaska, North Carolina,
yeah. That's what.
It's that
That's what
Virginia. It's that Virginia. You all like you moved down from Virginia, and I don't know where I'm going with this. Somewhere.
Pace says the real stories of LaGrange tonight on the Sports Objective.
That's what everybody used to say because I went to a private school.
Pace, did you look at your face? Go ahead. Okay, I'm talking over Stevie. Stevie, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Justice says, Stevie, when can I get a game with you? He wants to play golf.
You know what? Y'all going to think it's crazy. As you know, I live like probably maybe 3/4 of a mile from the golf course. I've never played a round of golf in my life.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Stevie. Can neither of us.
Wow, Stevie, we got to get you out there, man.
I do. I'll hit on like driving range. I'll hit that because I like to see how far I can hit it. But if I got out there and tried to hit it like straight, I had no patience with it. I would probably, it wouldn't be pretty. It'd be Happy Gilmore Part 2.
Well, Stevie, I always hit it straight, but I don't play golf.
You know what's funny about all you guys? We got 4 guys right now on this call from North Carolina. All of you guys have completely different accents.
Yep.
Dave Richmond has no. Dave D. Rich, as I call him, has no accent
Dave's
whatsoever.
From Durham. That's the city. That's the city.
But Stevie's accent is totally different than Kyle's. Bubba has his own unique accent. Bubba's from
he's the western
Tennessee
part of the state.
That's Bubba's got
I'm
actually from Charlotte area, and I didn't move here accent. Stevie, there's a northeastern North Carolina accent. It kind of runs from like Edenton up to Roanoke Rapids, and the
line.
It's not quite South Boston, Stevie, but y'all got a little bit of
Oh gosh, no.
It ain't that far away. Maybe you like to think it is, but it ain't.
It's different. It's different because I had family from South Boston.
It is different, but there's some similarities.
Totally different from us.
Yeah, okay. There's some
similarities. They say fire like fire.
How do you say the thing you talk? I gotta ask Stevie this.
Oh
Stevie,
gosh, here we go.
The thing you're talking on, right? Because I got a feeling you say it like I do. The thing you're talking on, what is that called?
A phone.
Okay, so you don't say it like I do. A lot of people from Northeast North Carolina. Well, a lot of people from Northeast North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland say phone.
That was the English accent, the old English.
Phone. I will catch myself saying phone, bone, home. I'll just enter.
What is it? Is it pecan or pecan?
Oh, it's pecan.
Pecan. No, it's pecan.
Pecan. Thank you, Stevie.
No, it's pecan.
Pecan.
Dave,
Bubba.
you ain't from North Carolina. Where are you from?
Bubba.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it, Dave?
All right, Matt, you're the tiebreaker.
PECAN is not.
Pecan. Now, do you say con I go to the store or con I?
Yeah, exactly. Con I go to the store.
Can I have a date? I mean,
if it was pecan, it would be
Do you spell it PECON?
What? Exactly.
Pecan.
What? It's got to be pecan.
It is pecan. Thank you, Matt.
Exactly.
Did not expect that from Matt. There you go.
Bubba.
Even the Yankee knows.
Yes.
Pecan is pecan pie.
Pecan.
Can either one of y'all? Can anybody up here make a
PECON though?
Thank you.
That's
but there's a lot of stuff like that in the English language that it's not spelled the way it's pronounced.
Pecan.
Stevie,
for sure.
Stevie, say I want some pasta with mozzarella.
You want some pasta mozzarella?
You got me choked up.
I can do that. I can do that. Matt. Pasta.
Hey, Stevie, what do you think about all of us going to Vegas together?
Oh, good Lord! You talking about going to New York? Vegas was.
I don't think Bubba's allowed to.
Hangover Part 4.
Exactly.
I don't think Bubba's allowed to go to Vegas.
Is Bubba even with us anymore? I think we run him off the rails.
Bubba said he'll go anywhere he wants to go. There we go. How about that?
Oh.
Bubba, I'll take you
be what I want to be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I want to be.
Tell Stacy I'm going to take you to Carson City.
Wait, what's Pace saying? Bubba has a twin? What is this?
Hey,
What's
send me
all
the
about?
send me the link. Send me the link.
I'd love to see that, Pace.
I got to see it.
I got something I want to say so bad, but I'm not
Wait a
going
minute.
to.
Wait a minute. Hey, Justice says, I think there's a warrant for Kyle in Vegas. Yeah, we better not take Kyle there. Then.
Yeah, I've never been to
Vegas and
Vegas.
G Vegas.
Never been to maybe G Vegas, but I've never been to Vegas. It'd be fun.
Trap
Are
Masters.
you guys been watching the Oregon-Washington game?
Yeah,
I have
man.
not. Does
putting
anybody has the Liberty New Mexico State game gone final? Does anybody know?
Hold on, I'm
It
looking now.
has
49-35 Liberty final.
Okay. Well, I was hoping New Mexico State could pull it off, but that means if Tulane loses tomorrow, who's going to get that spot? Will it be Liberty or SMU? So that'll be interesting to see. It would almost make me.
How about these numbers? That game featured over 1,200 yards of offense.
Wow.
And Liberty had 712.
Liberty Bibbity.
Wow.
712.
393 rushing, 319 passing.
Good God.
Hey,
And New Mexico State
Justin
still gave
said
them a ball
Liberty.
game.
He said his wife is giving him hell about it. She went to Liberty.
Okay. So she's giving him hell because I bet. Well, you know what? Yeah, save that smack talk for the fall.
Destry Spartan, thank you, gentlemen, for the special podcast. Big day for the program. Destry, absolutely. That's what we're here for. Emergency Pod that we're having fun. It's Friday Night Lights, and why not some conference championships going on. William's saying, do you remember when Happy's pool room had the best breakfast in town? I remember it was like the color of money. I love Happy's. It was a real pool room. Oh, my gosh, it was great.
Again, a little bit, but yeah, for sure.
What? What was that clip, Bubba?
Mark,
I just
Mark
wanted
Lindsay.
Mark Lindsay to chime in.
Okay, Bubba's just having fun tonight with the various audio clips.
Yeah.
He should play a different.
It's getting late, so
Stevie, I got you on the air here. Let's briefly talk Survivor Series. War Games match.
I know Bubba.
Oh, yeah.
Well, War Games match occurred.
I'm locked in, Stevie. I'm locked in.
Well, the War Games match. Matt just left. The War Games match occurred. Randy Orton comes out as a surprise, and as they're going on, I kept watching. Stevie, were you like me? Did you just think they were holding that wide shot a little too long? I was watching it.
They've done it before, and so you don't ever, until the screen goes black, you don't ever count anything out.
That's what I was on the phone. I was on the phone with James, my buddy James from Mississippi, and I said, man, they're holding this wide shot for a long time, and as soon as I said it, code of personality hit, and I lost my shit, man. I popped.
Well, I'll tell you this. Good move for right now. You're selling tickets. You're making money off of it. Talk to me 6 months down the road, and let's see how everybody's getting along then.
I love Punk. Are you not a Punk fan?
Oh, I love CM Punk.
No, I'm asking Steve.
I'm not much on Punk. I mean,
I love Punk. Punk's a lot like me.
Well, yeah, Punk with the pipe bomb. That's what he's known for. I like Punk before he got so big in WWE. The old Punk.
Right.
But this guy, I don't know.
I like him, man, because I wouldn't have been able to get along with those little pricks in AEW either. The young bucks and your fellow Virginian there, the cowboy. Was he cowboy? What's his name? The Virginia cowboy.
Hangman Page.
Huh? Yeah, Adam Page.
Page.
The Hangman. Yeah, from Virginia. There, he sucks.
Look, he didn't get along with the pricks in WWE in 2014.
Yeah,
either.
I don't get along with any pricks either. So that's why me and Punk get along.
But I mean, let's do the equation. Okay, Oregon just went up on Washington.
I know what you're going to say. What's the
common
Punk?
denominator?
But I'm good.
in the
I'm good with
equation?
that. I'm good with that because Punk. I like Punk. It's all right. It'll be all right, Stevie.
Hey, guys, really quick.
know,
Just to interject here, I don't know if you guys are interested in this, but UConn playing at Kansas Tristan
we're not.
Newton. Tristan Newton is lighting up Kansas right now. He's got 26.
Wow.
6 of 9 from
That makes me
3-point range.
sick, actually.
I hear you, man. It sucks to have lost him, but so you got that, and then Oregon just took the lead, came all the way back to take the lead on Washington.
But Stevie,
Wow.
to end the wrestling conversation, the WWE, this is the most stars they've had. You got Punk, you got Cody Rhodes, you got Roman Reigns, LA Knight. They are as
This is the most in a long time.
era. It's getting to be attitude era level in
Yeah.
terms of the star power for the first time in a long time.
What's the saying, like, especially in basketball, not enough balls on the court?
Yeah. You know what I would do?
You're gonna run.
I would put Punk. I would have Punk beat Rollins for the secondary world title, and then I'd turn him heel and have him feud with LA Knight and put the title on Knight and let Knight beat Punk at SummerSlam. I'd put the title on Punk at WrestleMania, and then have a drop it at SummerSlam to LA Knight, have him turn heel.
Well, there's already a lot of talk about Punk taking Cody's spot against Roman. So
no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I totally disagree with. If they do
they're already setting up the feud. Do you think they're already setting up the feud with Seth Rollins? They're not going to pay that off Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, you talk about him not getting along with pricks. Why did rumor is they put a behavioral clause in Punk's contract with this. So,
well, he ain't going to grab Triple H by the neck like he did Tony Khan, and if he does, Triple H ain't going to get scared for his life.
Wow.
So, we disagree on Punk. That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm right.
I'm not, for a long time, I just hadn't seen what the big deal with Punk is. But
he's good on the mic. He's good on the mic.
He's a good wrestler, I think.
He knows
who was it told him when he came out dressed? He looked like a short order cook when he came out there.
I remember that, but I don't remember who it was. He looked good at Survivor Series. To me, he looked younger at Survivor Series than he has the past 3 years in AEW. It's like he's in better shape.
He had 6 months off to rest.
Yeah.
He ought to look good.
Man, you hate Punk. I'm shocked at all this hate you have for.
I didn't say I hate him.
I didn't realize you were a buckaroo. I did not realize you were a buckaroo.
I didn't say I was a buckaroo either.
Yeah, you're a buckaroo. I'm
not one for 50,000 super kicks in a match either. I mean,
and leg slaps.
Oh my
Don't
God.
forget the leg slaps.
Yeah.
Yes, and
don't forget to slap your leg when you're doing the super kicks.
The exploding super kick too. That was ridiculous. But yeah, I'm not a fan of them as either. But Punk, yeah, I'm just never really got into him after he hit his big popularity. He's better as a heel to me.
I can take him as a heel or face. I'm a huge Punk fan. He'll actually get me to pay attention to WWE again.
That'll be a discussion on another podcast.
All right.
We've already discussed it at length tonight.
We might as well just turn this into the Sports Objective Wrestling Podcast.
The Wrestling Objective.
Have we got any comments? Have anybody commented on this? Anybody say who the hell is
No,
Punk?
I don't think. I think everybody's gone to bed now.
That's all right. Bubba, do you have anything to interject?
You have anything to add?
Matt left the show.
topic,
He
no,
said he was just disgusted with it.
Bubba, are you a CM Punk fan?
Matt wanted to talk UConn Kansas basketball. And he got
Hey,
mad.
by the way, I saw and Matt's already gone. Damn it.
Yeah, we ran.
Yeah, his favorite character of all time is Paul Bearer, and I watched the documentary. I didn't get a chance. I was going to talk about. I just realized I was going to talk about it when you talked about wrestling. Oh my God,
Who's just a better Paul Bearer? Me or Steve?
Percy Pringle.
Percy Pringle. That's exactly right. The
He was really.
Undertaker. Yeah.
I think you got me there, Kyle. That was pretty good. He was
sure.
really a mortician too.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yep. Like
So,
it.
going back to what Paige was saying earlier, I just wanted to bring this up before I forget about it because Paige said, Bubba, put the pic I sent, or put up the pic I sent. So I used to think Pays was a decent guy, but now I'm not so sure.
Oh my God.
Brand, hey,
What the
I guess
hell is this?
the
What is this
mustache and the
picture?
goatee.
Is that supposed to be me and Stevie?
No, it's supposed to the guy on the right is supposed to be Bubba.
I'm assuming the one on the right he's saying it's me.
good Lord.
Oh, that's your friend. I see. Which
Hey.
one is supposed to be Bubba?
The one on the
The
right.
one on the right.
I hope the one on the right.
The one on the
other guy
right.
looks like it's pretty rough.
I don't. Okay, all right. The right. The one that look. Okay, the one on the right with the looks like he's retarded or mentally handicapped.
Hey,
That's probably what my face looked like after the Charlotte game.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Man,
That's
hey,
I thought
hey,
that was
hey,
supposed to be me and Stevie in New York, but
hey, Kyle, Stevie, we're talking about throwing, like wrestling promos. Man, Pay's doing some SmackDown.
yeah. Well,
and now he's texting it to you too, Dave. That Pays didn't think I was gonna throw it up on the screen.
Well,
hey, Kyle, that looks like the Briscoe brothers.
in a way, yeah.
Man.
There's a bit of the Briscoe
Jerry
brothers
Chuck.
there
Oh my God!
from the great city of Delaware.
We did have a wrestling comment up here, guys. Brandon said WWE has been boring to watch since Undertaker retired.
I love
Is
it.
that Forbush?
God.
Is that Brandon Forbush? What Brandon
Yes.
is that?
Yeah, it's Brandon Forbush.
Yeah, well, since Taker retired, you know what? The pay-per-views are good. I kind of agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And Raw, but the premium live events are good.
I agree with you, Kyle. I don't even watch Raw and SmackDown anymore.
You need to get WWE back to Minji's.
We can't do Raw because of the ceiling.
It's a house show.
The house show would be fantastic. I went
there.
I was there in 2013. February of 13, I was there.
Yeah, I went in February 13 because you could get front row tickets for $90. Now to get front row, it's like $283,000. But
that was the first. I think that was 2013 was the first time that my daughter went to wrestling match. I carried her. She was a big fan back in the day, but she kind of turned her nose up at it now.
Hey guys, that picture he said is Bubba when we had less than 30 yards of passing.
That's what I was saying, Pays. You may have heard
that was actually Bubba and Johnny Gardner. Actually, I think of that picture.
Oh my God. I love Johnny Gardner. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Johnny and Bubba are awesome. Wait a minute now. Bubba, you need that was a classic.
That will always be a classic.
You telling me he doesn't fit that picture?
That was tremendous.
This is one of the best shows we've had in a long time. I don't care what anybody says.
Wow.
Matt didn't think so. Matt said, "To hell with this. It's WWE talking."
Matt's watching. Matt, come back on.
Matt got mad. He wanted to talk Kansas. He wanted to talk UConn basketball. He's on his other show, the UConn basketball objective, right now.
Well, it's depressing because Tristan Newton.
He's getting ready for the post-game show with Terrence Copper.
Oh!
Wow.
That was good, Bubba. That was good.
One,
I don't know if everybody's going to get that, but that was really good.
T-Cop is a big UConn basketball fan.
Yes, he is.
That was a great one, Bubba. Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
That was blindsiding like our left tackle.
Yes, that was very good. It was incredible. Dave can't figure out where that clip's from. I know exactly where that clip's from.
No.
I can tell Dave's like, where is that clip from? I know exactly where it's from. That's from the other night, Dave, when me and you got in the yelling match.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Am I right, Bubba?
Yep.
I thought so.
All right.
But you got any clips for me from that?
I'm sure he can have those diced up.
Give me a moment. I'll produce one.
I want 3 straight MFs.
Oh, Stevie.
Yeah. They were flying all over the place.
Stevie, name that laugh.
Do what?
I said, name that laugh.
Play it again. Ted DiBiase.
Patrick Johnson.
I don't. Who was
It was
that?
either one of them. That was David. Dave won it.
Dave got it right.
That's Patrick Johnson.
Does that not remind you a little bit of the $1 Million Man laugh,
Yeah,
Stevie?
yeah. I saw there was a clip of him. All right, while we have you on, here's a great thing Brandon has. Championship predictions for tomorrow. Stevie, what you got? And Pays, Noah.
Oh boy. Gosh, the SEC one is tough because I just got a bad feeling.
It's going to be Alabama. Alabama's
I
going to
got
win
a bad feeling Alabama's going to win it.
I agree.
And that's just gonna make things really interesting with the playoff spots because let's say Florida State wins the ACC championship. Do you bring Alabama in or do you bring Florida State in?
See, I think Alabama and Coach Logan says tonight without their quarterback, he's going Louisville.
Florida State quarterback is out. That's right.
I was at a basketball game, and a couple guys come up to me talking about the Florida State, and saying that if they won, even if they won and like Alabama lost, they didn't think they would take Florida State because they lost.
Oh yeah, they would.
Like,
you still
they would.
I was like, that's insane. I mean, you don't punish Florida State if they win for they can't help injuries happen if they still win.
That's even more impressive, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
They
keep them out of for that. I mean, you don't take a two-loss Alabama team if they lose and not take Florida State. I said, now if you're going to
there's no way they would do that, Stevie.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Right.
But that was the conversation I had.
Conference USA Championship, American Championship game. SMU Tulane. Tulane wins, they hit to New Year's Six again. SMU, if they win, they may not get the New Year's Six spot. But if SMU wins, also it could go to Liberty. So that's a very interesting one tomorrow.
Johnny Robertson, JR, our good friend, he says Georgia will roll the Tide, and he likes SMU and Louisville.
So.
You like SMU? So he likes SMU. Johnny, do you think SMU gets the New Year's Six bowl, or do you think it goes to Liberty if they beat SMU?
I'm going to go Liberty.
Tulane.
What SMU is not undefeated, right?
No, they're 2 losses, but they would have beaten
Tulane.
Ranked 19th now, but they would have beaten the 19th ranked team in the country.
Well, we were 3 points away from beating Tulane.
Liberty, he's saying Liberty, and I agree with him. Liberty will go.
4 points away. I'd give it.
They're 13-0, man.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I think Liberty would get it. I think SMU would beat Liberty, but I think
I agree with that.
I think Liberty, and I made this comment to several people. I said Liberty is going to be a problem in Conference USA going forward, particularly with the new playoff format. The American or Sun Belt is going to have to invite in Liberty, and it won't be long. I'm gonna make a bold prediction that Liberty will be in the American within the next 3 years.
Yep. Liberty has got tons and tons and tons of money, man. And it doesn't matter. All these people talk about markets. I don't care that they're in Lynchburg. They've got tons of money, and it's I like the fact for any of our teams, the fact next year we're going there, and it'll be awesome. And Pays makes a great point. Liberty gives us Virginia.
Well, so does Stevie.
What about ODU? Lasker, North Carolina, baby.
Mallory, where are we from? North Carolina or Virginia? Yep. See, my daughter didn't lie. North Carolina. Kyle's saying we're from Virginia.
He's challenged when it comes to geography. It's all right.
Oh yeah, actually I'm really good at geography, but
I know you are. I'm just messing with you.
Still say he's from.
I sent Matt a message to come back, but I don't think he's going to come back. I think
he's like hey Stevie, he's like Kiss. He was at the end of the road, the end of the show for him.
He got pissed when we ignored his UConn basketball talk, and he said, "I don't want to hear these guys talk about wrestling."
There may be a Kiss 2.0, but there were this group with Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley's checked out. He's done after tomorrow night. I'm telling you. And believe it or not, you watch, there could be a group with none of the original members in there. They'll keep that.
Oh my God!
I think what they'll do.
Yeah.
I think what they'll do, Stevie. I think what they'll do is it's like since the face paint. I think it'll be like Demolition. They'll have like one original member, and then he'll go away, and then it'll be like Crush and Smash, and then Smash will go away, and then Crush will just become Brian Adams, and then he'll kill himself. I don't know.
What?
I don't know where I was going with that.
Crush, but hey, you forget
the
now,
Demolition
Brian
Kiss
Adams,
thing worked, but maybe Brian Adams, the singer, will paint his face.
I was going to say,
yes, that's
well,
right.
he's going to. Brian Adams is actually coming to PNC Arena.
I wouldn't brag
in
about
March.
doing that.
I love Brian.
Is he
Adams.
headline?
Hey,
Yes,
I like Brian Adams.
Brian Adams can headline. Well, I know he can, but Brian Adams can sell enough tickets. What is the seating for that? Is it going to be like a quarter house? I mean, I can't imagine him selling out PNC Arena.
I don't know. I would say 12,000, 13,000 maybe.
Okay, so you think it's going to be like a half house?
I'm going with 19,000 is for hockey, right, or basketball?
Right, well, you got seats on the floor. I don't know.
I'm not saying he sells out, but I think he'll do better than what you think. I really do.
I mean, I have nothing. I don't hate Brian Adams.
No, I know what you're saying.
But I just, who's going to be with him?
Dave. Oh my God, from Dave Stewart from Eurythmics.
Oh my God, why?
I don't know. I love Annie Lennox, but
I thought you were going to go with I thought it was going to be like Rick Springfield or something. I don't.
It's crazy. Oh, that's a great show, Pays. I'll be there with you. Chicago Earth, Wind and Fire.
What?
That's a great show.
Hey,
I got Cody. I'm going to see Cody. I'm going to see Cody Jinks in the Steel Woods in Wilmington.
Do you know what the tie-in for Brian Adams to Kiss is?
Kiss originally recorded Everything I Do It For You. But then Brian Adams decided to do it for the Robin Hood movie, and that's what it is.
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. What is it?
Actually, Brian Adams wrote 2 songs on the Creatures of the Night album. He wrote
I didn't know
War
that.
Machine. He wrote War Machine and Rock and Roll Hell.
Brian Adams wrote War Machine?
Yes. There is a clip on YouTube.
Isn't that the one that sounds like? Isn't that the one that sounds like Taz's old entrance music?
Yeah,
it was Taz's
yes,
old
that's correct.
Yeah. Brian Adams, that's crazy.
There's a clip on YouTube somewhere. It used to be, at least, of Brian Adams backstage, and somebody asked him about War Machine, and he played War Machine acoustic.
I love this for Pays. I'm also going to New Kids on the Block. Paul Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff and Raleigh. What he had to put in their wife present. So
sure it is. Sure it is.
Sure it's your wife.
New Kids on the Block. Who was it? Paul Abdul. Does Paul Abdul still lip sync?
This is a true story. Remember when she had that song? The Rush. Remember that song Rush in '91?
I'm just gonna
She got booed off. I heard she got booed off the stage in the very first year of Walnut Creek was 1991.
Yes, it was.
And I heard that she got. I wasn't obviously at that show, but I heard she got booed off the stage because of that very thing, Kyle. That people were
because she was going.
What was the?
Okay, I'll stop.
Oh Lord.
She was lip singing, and they booed her off the stage.
Yep.
I don't blame.
Milli Vanilli Part 2.
Oh, that, by the way, great. Pays. It's Pays' fault. I watched it, but it was a very good documentary on Paramount Plus.
I have not watched that yet.
It is really good.
Did Pays see my question to him on his Facebook page?
Pays,
I don't know if he's answered it.
Pays.
If you have, I need an answer. I don't know if you've answered it on Facebook. I need to go look. But I need an answer. Everybody in Pirate Nation wants to know.
Oh, my gosh.
Washington just pulled back ahead of Oregon again. We got 12 minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. He says that's his industry pose, Kyle from McLean's Barber.
How often? How many takes do you? Have you got it down where you get that one selfie, or do you have to take multiple to make sure you got the head tilt?
I'm sure
right.
Pace could do it one time.
Look at that.
What are we looking at?
I'm not looking at anything.
Oh, hey, is that here? Is that the pose you're talking about? The one that comes on the screen with Dave?
Well, that's a more
One take, B Pace.
yeah, that head tilt right there is more subdued than most of his head. He always has the head tilt, but that one in his profile
He's cool.
picture,
He's cool like the other
it's a
side
little
of the
bit
pillow,
more
man.
subdued. It's a little bit more subdued there. Normally, his head tilt is way more dramatic.
He's not Billy D. Williams, Dave. He's not Billy D. Cool like the other side of the pillow.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody can beat Billy D. Lando Calrissian.
He had the Colt 45, right? Commercials. Remember that?
Yep. Yeah.
And my favorite back then, even though I was a kid, I used to love the Slit Malt Liquor Bull, where they had that bull.
No one doesn't like the bull.
You remember that running through the damn wall?
That's about
Him and Kool-Aid man.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid. That's what we need to do. Let's just make a commercial with the Slit Malt Liquor Bull and Kool-Aid man.
Like running into each
Hey,
other, and the
Kool-Aid.
bull, the bull cracks the pitcher, and he goes, "Oh no!"
Now you're gonna have to one on YouTube tonight looking at the.
Do you remember they had the King Cobra malt liquor?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I don't know why we're talking about malt liquor, but
Well,
King Cobra is a very cheap. It's a very cheap. King Cobra is a very cheap malt liquor.
Yeah.
It is
because Stevie mentioned Billy D. Williams.
If you're gonna get a 40, my go-to 40 is a Miller High Life. Is a Miller High Life.
Pays, help me out, bro. On the is it Colt 45? Do you like Slit Malt Liquor Bull, King Cobra?
The hell? What are you trying to imply, Dave? Why do you think Pays drinks?
Because he
drinks. God dang it! Drinks
drank
cheap
Blue
malt
Bull.
liquor.
Blue Bull.
I drink Blue Bull.
Blue Bull. What? I ain't even doing that.
Do you mean blue balls? I don't. Well, the Slit Malt Liquor Bull was blue. I don't.
Oh my god!
Oh, there's a Slit Malt Liquor Bull with Shaft on it. I'm watching right now.
Shaft.
He says it's all right. He says blue slits. Mark wants to talk more ECU. He says, I guess no more ECU. What do you want to know, Mark?
The whole go back earlier in the episode, Mark. We broke down the offensive coordinator hire at depth. We've been on the air for over 2 hours now, so we've broke down the offensive coordinator hire in depth. Is there anything else you want us to cover? I mean, seriously, I'm not being a smartass. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
I mean, if you do, we will be glad to try to answer it for you. We have really no more information on Baker than what's out there, except comments from people. He's a guy that is he's been in some air raid type stuff. He coach, so
there you go.
Gonna have a wide open offense.
There was a Red Bull. He says he drank Blue Bull Schlitz at ECU.
Oh
there you go.
All right.
He was a glutton for punishment.
My favorite cheap beer is going to be the High Life.
Okay,
I think it's a decent cheap. No, not Miller Lite. Miller High Life.
No, High Life. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's a decent cheap beer.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle. There is a Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull commercial with the Marshall Tucker Band and 38 Special.
Holy crap! They were going for a whole different audience there, weren't they?
Yes, I'm like, whoa.
30 Special and Marshall Tucker Band. Holy shit! I was like, well, we're gonna go.
The champagne of beers, Miller High Life.
That's right.
I'm looking at all the different. Yeah, y'all see, we're really going down a rabbit hole tonight. Cool in the Gang. Alex Karras.
Wonder what we're paying. That's a good question. He was making $500,000 at Ole Miss, Justin. My guess, Bubba implied, and I'm assuming Bubba has some inside information from what he was saying, that Bubba, you're still there, but you don't know why I'm acting like you're not here. But you implied that his contract
he's embarrassed.
Bubba implied that his contract may be full of incentives. So in a way you said it, Bubba, I think you had some inside info on that. Do you care to elaborate?
I was just I was led to believe that I think it will be right around that $500,000 mark. Not too much different than what he's making at Ole Miss.
Plus incentives.
We shall see.
Okay.
And then I think that if our offense performs the way we hope it performs under his leadership, that he'll definitely receive above and beyond that.
Awesome.
And I'm not talking about a pay raise. I'm
incentives.
Right. I'm talking because obviously that would happen as well. But for longevity, perhaps, and then
Pay's asking if he's bringing a QB
that Kyle references. Obviously, Pay's. When we talked about Ty Keys, the very talented JUCO quarterback that began his career at Southern Miss and now is at Northwest Mississippi Junior College. I believe the same JUCO that produced Gardner Minshew. But so keep an eye on Ty Keys out of the JUCO ranks. As far as guys on the Ole Miss roster, obviously Jackson Dart wouldn't be an option. Then you have behind Jackson Dart, Spencer Sanders. He has exhausted his eligibility, as was noted earlier. You have Walker Howard, who transferred to Ole Miss from LSU, and he's still early on in his career. He was rated as the number 5 quarterback and number 42 overall player in the transfer portal during this previous offseason. So we'll see. Dart, I believe, is a junior. So we'll see if Walker Howard hangs around or if he may enter the portal.
And you don't know,
195 pounds.
And you don't know what kind of ties he has to quarterbacks that aren't at Ole Miss that he recruited out of high school that signed with somebody else who may be entering the portal. Abilene Christian, he's got a lot of ties down there.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a good quarterback. So just because there may not be a quarterback at Ole Miss, that doesn't mean he doesn't have ties to some quarterbacks out there that with experience that we may bring in. So
I'm taking a look at Abilene Christian.
Guys, while Bubba's looking that up, Grimesland Bigfoot says, anybody ever enjoy a Mickey's Big Mouth? What is that, Grimesland?
Mickey, it's a beer.
It's a beer? Okay.
I think, or either it's a chick named Big Mickey, and she's got a big mouth, and sometimes he enjoys her.
Oh, God. This is Sports Objective After Dark. It's after 11 o'clock. So,
but I've never had that. I've never had a Mickey's Big Mouth. I have not.
Paige says, I have Green Bottle. Okay.
The only Green Bottle beer I've ever drank is Rolling Rock.
Oh, yeah. That's a good beer. Littrell, Pennsylvania.
It's all by Anheuser-Busch now. I think Anheuser-Busch. I could be wrong on that. They own every damn thing.
That's true. They own a lot.
It cracked me up, when the whole Bud Light controversy went on. I was in favor of that because I was good with boycotting Bud Light. But what cracked me up is when was it Modelo became the number 1 beer in America and Anheuser-Busch owned it. And I was like, you guys are doing this wrong. I mean, they don't care which beer you're buying.
It's a malt liquor. Mickey's Big Mouth is a malt liquor.
Okay. All right.
The malt liquor objective. That's what we've become. So we have a last call for questions and comments. Last call.
All right.
Speaking of, I did that on purpose because we
malt liquor. I got you. I was going to wrap this thing up. It's been a while. We got more days.
2 Heineken minimum at my favorite strip clubs back in the day.
Okay. All right. My favorite strip club had never mind.
Oh God.
Look, I can tell you some stories about this strip club I used to go to in Goldsboro called Sid's. Yeah, but not on the air.
Oh, James, he says, damn, I'm late.
Yeah, no, we've been all over the place, brother. James, you would have enjoyed the show. We've Stevie's here with us. Stevie, say hi to James.
Hi, James.
Yeah, that's my boy Stevie there, James. I know you. I don't think you've ever watched our Wednesday night episodes, but
Pays DJ'd at Sid's.
That does not surprise me at all. And Paige is probably laughing his ass off right now with that response.
One night.
That does not surprise me at all that he
He did
DJ'd
one
Sid.
night.
Let me tell you something. I was the only white person in Sid's more than one time. And I'd be in there, and the bouncers would always look out for me being the only white boy in there. And Sid's was fun. Sid's was a lot of fun. You only did it one night, Paige?
In Goldsboro, right?
It was fun. It was a fun environment. I'll talk to you off there.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, now, James, before we get out of here, James, tell us your thoughts on John David Baker to East Carolina.
Yeah, you're a Mississippi guy. I know you're Southern Miss, but
yeah, James, type it up
Oxford.
there on the screen. We obviously, or if you want to call in, James, put the number up on the screen. Let James call in.
Hey, I'll get. Yeah, let me
Oh,
get off.
Stevie, we don't want to kick Stevie off the air. James, do you want to call in?
No,
if you want to call in, we'll kick Stevie off the air.
252-290-0375.
Goddamn, Bubba, you want Stevie off the air that bad? You just
Yeah, he's tired of everything but ECU talk.
you got that right with Bubba.
Yeah.
I
got.
All right, man.
All right, Stevie, the one and only Stevie Fly, Virginia's favorite son from Mayberry, Virginia. Mayberry, Virginia. There you go. Stevie,
oh my God,
appreciate it.
Stevie's the best, man. Love that
James,
guy.
if you want to call in, 252-290-0375, 252-290-0375, and give us your thoughts there on Baker being a Mississippi guy. If you want to call in real fast before we get off the air. If not, just type it in.
He says, no, I won't call in tonight. The guy can coach.
Well, we appreciate that, James. That was incredible insight. We couldn't have done without that. We couldn't have done without that.
Oh my God, you guys are too much.
The guy can coach. Well, that's great. The guy can coach. Well, we waited around for that. He'll be good for you guys. That's great. That's great.
That makes me worry. That worries me that James would be that complimentary. He says long
day, man.
Yeah. Well, would you sub today, James? How many? They didn't put you teaching kindergartners again, did they? He had to teach kindergartners the other day. James is about 6'4", 300 pounds. So he probably scared the shit out of them kindergartners.
Oh my God.
They're probably like, "Are you going to step on me?" He said one of them told him he was bigger than a giant.
Bigger than a giant.
Played dodgeball with him.
I told him that, Bubba. That's exactly what I told him. I said, play dodgeball with him.
25 third graders today.
Well, my wife can identify with that. You guys don't have a cap on that, James? Anything under 5th grade in North Carolina can't have more than 20 students in the class. Bubba, it's 20, right? Anything under 30, is it even? Yeah, it's less than 20. Anything under 5th grade.
Majority of my classes are less than 20, but no, I have some that are 22 or 23.
For 2nd and 3rd grade, 1st grade, because there's a cap. There's supposed to be a cap. Anything under 4th or 5th grade. So
okay, I'd have to think about it which class it is, but
yeah, there's supposed to be a cap. Well, my wife is always.
It like math and science?
No. For you don't transfer classes.
Not that young, yeah.
Well, some do. It just depends on the school.
Well, when you get up to like 5th grade, yes, but not in 2nd grade.
No.
Yeah. My wife teaches 2nd grade. She's taught 3rd grade, and there's always been a cap. So I could wake her up and ask her.
Justin said, shaking my head, I have 30 plus.
What grade do you teach, Justin?
He's middle school.
Okay. Wow. Holy crap. I don't think I can handle it. Not 30 of them. Not Jiminy Christmas.
Justin says he cannot disclose who, but there's a big name quarterback that I will not say.
That is interested in coming to ECU. Is he in Mississippi? Is he from Mississippi State, perhaps? You won't say.
Is he from at least not yet. Is he from the state of Mississippi? Yeah.
Oh.
He is from the state of Mississippi.
I wonder how much that would cost if it's Will Rogers. How much would that cost us? That would be a really good fit. Boy, don't get me excited, Justin.
Will Rogers, wow.
Well, is that his name? The kid from Mississippi State?
Yeah, that's his name.
Okay. Yeah, he did great under when Leach was there. So he would fit in well with this offense. Well, he's not talking about Ty Keys. Ty Keys isn't the big name quarterback from the state of Mississippi. Ty Keys, we talked about it late. So, all right, we're ready to get out of here.
I think maybe perhaps some JUCO publication that
here you go. Johnny Robertson, Jr. Will Rogers estimated NLL value is $550,000.
Yeah, he ain't coming here.
Well, we need one of them big donors to give us $600,000. He
ain't coming here. No. I think our cap for that, I'm guessing, would probably be around $100,000. I don't. Yeah, and I'm seeing him coming here for that if he can make $550,000 in the portal.
Let's see. He said, laughing out loud, I know, but Keys did light up the JUCO world this season.
Yeah, no, and I have no problem with Ty Keys coming here at all. I hope he does. But I hope he's one of a couple quarterbacks that we get. I hope we're not just going to put all our eggs in that basket.
Amen. All right, guys. Do you have anything before we go? Bubba?
I think we've talked about every topic imaginable tonight. We've ran off co-hosts and listeners with the topic changes tonight.
Hold up. We have some donors willing to pay that. Justin Butt said, the mayor of New Hope.
Well, all right. Well, there you go, Mr. New Hope. There he said we have donors willing to pay that to get the homie in here. So we'll see. I have trouble.
Matt Rule said you had to get a good quarterback in the portal. You had to spend about $1 million.
Yeah, I think Matt Rule is talking about a elite level quarterback,
Well, let me ask you this question. I agree with you 1,000%, Kyle. I'm just playing hypothetical here with you, so don't think that. But do you think after what we've been through at 2-10, do you think there's big donors out there that would give that amount?
Not $1 million, no.
Like five. I'm talking about not $1 million, $500,000.
I would suggest it would be money better spent.
It doesn't have to come from one person. I mean,
yeah, I know that, but I think it would be money better.
I know you know that. I'm just saying that we're like the way the question was kind of presented, like it was.
Wouldn't you rather pay $200,000 for a different quarterback and spend the rest of that money on offensive linemen and receivers?
Justin Butt said, "Don't be surprised."
Well, I hope that we don't blow all our NIL money on that one quarterback. I'll just say that, and then don't have shit to pay anybody else. So I hope those big donors. Well, now we got this great quarterback, and he ain't got nobody to throw the ball to or anybody to block him.
If you want to win, you'll spend it, but I'd rather spend on others.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. He's got to have somebody to throw the ball to and some linemen to block.
People block for him. Yep.
So, but if we can get him, and then also have money to spend on receivers
and
offensive linemen, great.
And Kyle will be like, "We're going New Year's 6, baby."
No, I won't say that. But if we get him plus some talented receivers and offensive linemen out the portal, then I'll be pretty fired up.
As Colette Cannell said, "We bowling, baby. We bowling."
We bowling.
Exactly.
All right, guys, had a great show. Thanks to Matt. We've had a lot of great listeners and callers tonight.
Where did Matt go? Bubba, have you heard from Matt?
Yeah, he's not mad at us. He had to help his wife.
I didn't think he was mad at us. I just thought maybe he got aggravated with the wrestling talk and he wanted to watch UConn basketball.
Now, UConn lost, by the way, to Kansas 69. Kansas beat UConn 69-65, Brandon says. So there you go.
New East Carolina OC, John David Baker, JDB. Welcome to Pirate Nation.
JDB, baby.
Welcome to Greenville, North Carolina. And we wish you nothing but the best. Awesome. You're going to be the next Lincoln Riley, the next Cliff Kingsbury. You're going to be the talk of. It's going to be like they went from the worst offense in all of FBS to averaging 70,000 points a game. That's going to be great.
That would be great. Video game numbers, Madden numbers.
There you go.
All right, our emergency podcast. James says we'll make that the last question. How much control will Houston give your OC?
Total control supposedly. Total control supposedly, and according to to rumor and innuendo, James, he was giving total control to Donnie Kirkpatrick. I don't believe that. But he released a statement saying we were going to change our philosophy on offense.
Aggressive.
We were going to be aggressive going forward. We would not look the same. We would look totally different going forward. We were changing everything offensively. So supposedly we're going to be completely aggressive, and John David Baker is going to have complete control of the offense. So we'll see if that plays out.
All right. And good luck to the women's basketball team tomorrow, the diabetes awareness game at 2:00.
I always find it say when people call stuff awareness. I mean, who the hell isn't aware of diabetes? How about we call it the diabetes prevention game?
All right. Well, however, that's fine. And then East Carolina is going to be the second round of the NIVC tomorrow night at 6:00 against Georgia Southern. I'll be there. Good luck to the Lady Pirates on that. And we're very excited to have you guys tonight. And we'll have, I guess, a show come sometime soon.
Yeah,
Sunday,
diabetes, by the way, the number one cause of blindness in America. So as somebody who's legally blind, and a lot of people with diabetes in the blind community. So it's not a laughing matter. That was not mean to make light when I said diabetes awareness. Everybody's aware of diabetes. I don't think awareness needs to be brought to it. I think what we need to do is work on treating it. And James, you know more about diabetes. James, our buddy there, is a diabetic who takes insulin shots daily. So he knows he's aware of it. So I think it's great they do that. I'm just kind of making fun of the name of it. I would call it diabetes prevention.
All right. We'll get out of here. Thank you guys so much for all the time, the great calls, listeners, viewers. Until next time, you've been watching and listening to the Sports Objective Emergency Podcast. John David Baker, welcome him to Greenville as a new OC for Pirate football. We'll get out of here. Good night, everybody. And as always, go Pirates.
I'm a pirate down of my soul, and I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode, from the sidelines down to the post. Put it down like not even close, all out to the last whistle blow. For the flag with the soul and crossbones. Everybody stand up, get your hands up, let a team know that we got their back. This is our house, this is our town, our time, everyone not copy that. Everybody in the stands go bananas, scream loud, but don't hold back. Every foot, every yard, every first down, every touchdown with the cannons blast. Get it on, get it all, get the wave going like a hurricane.